Tonight, it's a matchup of the West Coast Conference, the Waves of Pepperdine against the Big 12's Jayhawks of Kansas University. Hi, everybody. Ron Franklin along with Fran Frischella, and welcome to Lawrence, Kansas. There's a new floor in this building. There are new lights. A lot of things have been overhauled. But one of the things that the head coach, Bill Self, is trying to overhaul is this basketball team. How would you say that's going so far?
Well, it was rocky early, Ron, but we saw signs of life last week in their win over Cal, and there's been a renewed emphasis on the defensive end. We saw one of the most intense practices of the year yesterday. Bill Self's team needs to get it done on the defensive end.
So our star watch tonight, Garrity for Pepperdine and Rush for Kansas.
Michael Garrity already 9th in the WCC in scoring as a freshman. You'll like this guy. Brandon Rush, double figures in 7 of his first 8 games as a Jayhawk.
And the head coach, Paul Westphal, 5th season as the head man at Pepperdine. You remember him as an All-American at Southern California, then went on to a great career in the pros, 5-time All-Star for the NBA, and now giving a shot at college basketball and having fun doing it. Here are the starting lineups. First of all, for his Waves of Pepperdine, Garrity, Griffin, Forehand Kelly, and Gallagher, the forwards, and Henry, a big fella out of Kansas City, is in the middle. Hawkins, Robinson, Rush, Kahn, and Giles, the 5 starters for KU. Steve Ballmer has it in the air, and we're underway. It'll be the Jayhawks on offense first.
First time in about a week and a half, Sasha Kahn is healthy. Precocious big man for Bill Self.
And the steal as Tashawn Forehand Kelly steps in front of the pass and picks it off. Gallick, finger roll, air ball, and it's going to go over to the Jayhawks.
Ron, this is a very young Pepperdine Wave team. 2 freshman starters and a 3rd freshman, Charles Oakes, hurt, be back in mid-January.
Rush way outside, rattles it home, 2-0 Jayhawks.
Well, Brandon Rush averages less than 10 shots a game, but shoots a very efficient percentage from the field.
And here's a young guy that all day long the coaches and other staff members are saying you can enjoy watching play, and it's Garrity. A lot of emotion as the 3-pointer goes down from Forehand Kelly.
Well, he really calmly handled the double team and found Kelly wide open.
There's barely drawing the iron, C.J. Giles. Picked up quickly by Chase Griffin for the Waves. And on the run, in and out, gets his own follow and tips it up and in.
Good hustle play. Griffin's been in double figures the last 2 games.
The lob inside the Kahn, the double team, and he was fouled by number 23, Chase Griffin, the junior out of Redmond, Washington.
That was called on number 23, Chase Griffin.
Well, keep your eye on Michael Garrity. He's at a modern-day high school in Southern California. Played for Gary McKnight. You see the penetration into the lane and the easy look for Forehand Kelly.
Kahn gets the first one. Fran mentioned right off the top of the telecast how KU needs for this young man to step up. The last time we saw him in their last ball game was up at Kemper against Cal. He had 0 points and 2 rebounds. And in the ball game before that, a loss to St. Joe's, he was not impressive in that one. But also he's had a virus. 3-pointer on the way. That's not there. And the rebound going to be grabbed down by Jared Henry, a sophomore out of Kansas City, Kansas. And he's got about 15 folks in here tonight, and that is tough to do in this arena to get 15 tickets.
Oh, great look.
Dishes it off, and the man we're talking about, Jared Henry, will slam it home for the easy 2.
This guy Garrity, he's got a chance to really be good. Already off to a great start.
Rush for 3. Forehand Kelly did not get out on him quickly enough. And when you don't pick him up, you saw right there what Brandon Rush can do to you.
You know what, Ron? He's knocked down 5 of his last 6 threes, and he doesn't have that reputation of being a long-range shooter.
So the trap on Garrity at midcourt, and he wisely calls a timeout. Looks over at his head coach, and Paul Westphal just in agreement says, yeah, we don't want a turnover right here.
One thing you do when you have a guard this good is you try to double team him as much as you can to take the ball out of his hands and make someone else handle it.
He's had several good games in the early going this year, but UConn particularly, he was very impressive in that one.
Well, I'll tell you, he sliced and diced that UConn Husky team while they were stopping off in Malibu on the way to the Maui Classic. Very impressive.
The main thing as far as Pepperdine is concerned is the struggling offense not shooting well. Only 39%. You see they're averaging barely over 63 points a ball game. 3-point percentage only 28%, 65% from the free throw line.
This is a team that lost a lot of veterans, including Alex Acker, to the NBA's Detroit Pistons.
Well, Paul Westphal said today the difficult thing is when you have to start 3 brand new frontline people. They've got a lot of breaking in to do. He said every one of us, though, has to start taking better shots. That will better the percentage. 2 seconds on the shot clock. That ball partially blocked by Hawkins. Shot clock violation. And a standing ovation from the student section for the defensive play of the Jayhawks.
I mentioned earlier, yesterday in practice, very intense. A lot of defensive drills.
Even though they won against Cal, the defensive effort that we have seen from the Jayhawks in past years is not really there as Robinson knocks down the 3.
Another one of those sophomores that's improved over his freshman year.
Getting an opportunity and taking advantage of it. Here's Griffin. Crossover with the dribble. Nice job by Robinson to stay with him. Gallick, not there. Bounces on the floor off the foot of Kahn. Nope, they're going to say off the foot of Pepperdine. Well, you see the defense?
Yep. Now that's a little bit deceiving because while they've played good defense at times, remember, Nick Fazekas of Nevada, career high 35. Stakaitis St. Joe's, career high 27.
C.J. Giles put a big A by his name. Nice assist. Little wraparound. In fact, pretty quick. Kahn was not totally ready for that rocket. Forehand Kelly. Works against Rush. And a hold called on Rush.
Both Giles and Kahn, when healthy, have really started to come on. And you see the interior passing off the double team. And Kahn gets the easy basket. Really impressed, Ron, with how these 2 young guys have started to develop.
The other thing that's happening with schools all over the country as that drive to the lane, a little too hard on the part of Gallick, is so many schools coming off exam week. And that is difficult. Very little sleep, a lot of work. Stolen. Number 50, Jared Henry. So trying to put on a good show tonight for his 15 friends and family who are here watching. Almost stolen. Hawkins still really bugging him on the floor. He goes. And timeout called by Pepperdine. Good hustle on the part of Chase Griffin, who got down, got on the basketball, and called the timeout. So let's step aside for 30 seconds. 11-7 KU.
A lesson for parents about the power of your cable remote. Yes, you can surf the channels with it. But did you know? The cable remote can help control what your children watch. It's pretty easy. First hit menu or settings, then scroll through the on-screen options to set your password. Finally, block the programming by channel or rating. And talk to your children about why certain programs are not for them. Set your parental controls. It's easy. For more details on parental controls and tools, go to controlyourtv.org.
So we're back, 15:44 left in this opening half. As we said, Pepperdine burned the timeout. Now, the possession error, had they called that it was a tie, would have gone to Pepperdine anyway. They could have saved the timeout.
And that's something you got to be aware of. Very few players are smart enough to figure that out.
Garrity on the run, not there. The tip inside won't go, and they battle for it. C.J. Giles comes away with it. Robinson, long bouncer. Giles just inside the arc. But inside, Robinson battles on the boards and gets the foul.
Really like that ball movement, too. Robinson, the rush off the penetration, the jumper, and the offensive rebound.
Little hand check, and Hawkins will be guilty of the foul. Timeout, 15:02 left in this opening half, and it's 13-7 Kansas.
The NCAA Women's Basketball Championship coming in March.
Taking a quick break?
I'd like to see those for someone very special.
Has she been good?
Very good, for goodness sake.
This holiday, what do you give the most important person on your list? Diamond solitaire earrings from Kay Jewelers, where you can be assured of two things. First, every diamond is hand-selected to match beautifully. And second, she'll absolutely love them.
Chris, they're beautiful. How did you know? Every kiss begins with Kay.
This holiday season, take your family to a galaxy far, far away with the biggest movie of the year. Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith on DVD. This 2-disc set is packed with over 6 hours of bonus features. Buy Star Wars Episode 3 on DVD today.
You know, sir, this year we can use the easy button to get all the digital cameras we need.
Megapixels.
Do it.
Use your Easy Button. This week at Staples, get a free Epson All-in-One when you buy a Kodak EasyShare CD43 system after mail-in rebate. Staples. That was easy.
Is this a help desk?
Yes.
We need some help.
With what?
It's our prototype?
Forget prototypes.
How do we test our new design?
Virtual simulations, on-demand supercomputing.
We're a small company. That sounds expensive.
It's not. That's expensive.
Yeah, that is expensive. Hey, can we get a ride somewhere?
ESPN2's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by Kay Jewelers. Every kiss begins with Kay.
Nice look inside, same tunnel that KU takes the floor on here at Allen Fieldhouse. And a new face. He's not new because he's been around working out, but until today was not eligible. That's number 5 is Roderick Stewart. Now you're looking at there's Stewart right there, number 15. Also checking into the ball game now is Maria Chalmers, who was a freshman out of high school from Anchorage, Alaska. Bartlett High School, won 2 state championships up there, and 3 times an all-state player, which Trajan Langdon is the only one on record that had that same kind of performance.
Well, not unlike a lot of freshman point guards around the country, struggling early. Important for him to start playing well.
Robinson.
We saw glimpses last year, Ron, of Robinson being an energy guy early in the year, and that could be the role for him this year. Tough defense, aggressively guarding the ball.
Well, Griffin picks up his second foul as he got into position. Foul on the floor, and that will go against Forehand Kelly.
His first 13 foul.
First one on him, 13 foul.
And I talked to Bill Self before the game, and you know, traditionally he's played 9 guys, 5 perimeter players, 4 postmen. Right now Rod Stewart is the 6th perimeter guy, so he's going to have to earn minutes.
Robinson strong to the hoop, and he scores it. Robinson is off to a blazing start, not really known for his offensive prowess. 7 points already for him.
Well, he's a power guard, a combo guard, not really a 1, not really a 2.
Henry skies for the rebound, couldn't come down with it, and taken away by a Gallup. Forehand Kelly, too short on that one. Touch last by Henry in the middle, and the ball will go to KU.
And Kelly and Garrity, because of the anemic offense Pepperdine has right now, they're going to be forced into taking a lot of low percentage shots tonight.
The bouncer inside, C.J. Giles, and that is a move that he has really worked on, and as you can see, has improved it tremendously.
How about those sophomores, Ron? Kahn, Giles, and Robinson. Big lift early.
Garrity Lee in the ball game, number 5. That ball is blocked. It will stay with the Waves. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Marvin Lee, a junior out of Riverside, California, number 5. He's a southpaw. Goes inside to Henry. Henry dishes it off and scored for Gallen, the freshman from British Columbia. He's hurt a little bit, fell on his wrist. You see that heavy wrap that he's got on there.
He's coming off 19 points the other night. He's starting to get it back. One of those freshmen we talked about.
Rush. Nice changeup on the dribble. Too short on the shot. Giles tried to save it, stepped on the end line, and it'll go back to Pepperdine.
Coming into the Kansas lineup, number 30, Julian Wright.
Another one of those fantastic young ball players right out of high school. Number 30, Julian Wright, comes in for KU. And also Micah Downs from Kirtland, Washington, number 23, 6'8", 187. 6 times in his career he scored 30 points or better. In fact, in one ball game, 35 points and 21 rebounds. About to go into 13 minutes to play, opening half. Garrity traveled with the ball before he made the pass to Gallen.
One of the things Garrity struggles with right now is he does turn it over some because he has to do so much for Paul Westfall's offense. He's more of a pure point guard who's been thrust into a scoring role.
Robinson gets the high screen and come over to double, and then have to go back to pick up Julian Wright, who had been left alone for a moment. And he turns and hits the 15-footer.
You know, he's made 15 of his last 23 field goals, Ron. Bill Self plays him at the 4 spot, but he's able to step off the lane and play like his natural 3 position.
Well, he may be raw, but he is so athletic, so talented, and he really does have no fear. Coach Westfall is going to make a couple of quick changes here. He'll get Greg Barlow, a junior out of Las Vegas, Nevada, in the ballgame. And also number 4, and listen to this name, Pransiliaskis. Thomas Pransiliaskis out of Vilnius, Lithuania.
It's a city that produces a lot of good basketball.
And we'll from now on call him Thomas. Ball on the floor, turned over. Robinson dished it back. Nice handling of the ball over in the corner. 3-pointer not there. Saved by Thomas. Over to Lee, and the left-hander kisses it off the glass. And you can hear the crowd go, oh.
You said kissed it.
Fouled by Lee on the drive to the hoop. All season long, the ESPN family of networks will chronicle a great basketball moment from each Division I school. Tonight, one of the most memorable moments ever in NCAA history. Stay tuned. ESPN News prior to the program is coming up next.
New 7-Up Plus with calcium. With real fruit juice, 25% of your daily calcium and less than 25 calories per bottle. It tastes so good, you can feel it in your bones. 7-Up Plus. For great taste with calcium, the only way to go is up.
Being able to track packages is critical to our customers. That's why we've developed a more advanced scanning system. You see, we take delivering information as seriously as delivering packages.
UPS. What can Brown do for you?
Prepare for the sequel to the best-selling Star Wars game of all time. Fight as a Jedi. Fight in space. Fight the battles any way you want. Star Wars Battlefront 2. Get your copy today and fight again. Rated teen.
Okay, when we're all done, I'm calling Mom, Mom calls Glenn, Glenn calls Kim.
I'm calling him.
Glenn calls Kim.
Who's calling me?
I'm calling you.
And I'm calling him.
Exactly. Good.
Wait.
What?
We don't have cell phones. I don't have a cell phone.
Actually, I don't have a cell phone either.
This holiday, surprise someone in your family with this amazing LG camera phone with flash and speakerphone and get a second camera phone free. 2 great phones for 1 great price. Call us, visit us online, or stop by a Verizon Wireless communications store.
Everyone know who they're calling?
No.
Great.
Verizon Wireless.
Kansas leads it by 8. During the course of the season, the ESPN family of networks will showcase a great basketball moment from all 326 Division I schools. The countdown will take us from A to Z, and it's time now for ESPNU's pride of the program. Tonight in the spotlight, Duke.
Tony Lang and Thomas Hill are in the backcourt to accept the pass. Bobby Hurley up the floor with Leitner. They throw it to the left of the floor. Leitner catches, comes down, dribbles, shoots, scores! Christian Leitner has hit the bucket at the buzzer. The Blue Devils win it, 104 to 103. Look out, Minneapolis! Here come the Blue Devils.
Well, none of us will ever forget that, and every time I see that, I have a feeling that thousands of folks watching in the state of Kentucky who left the room or changed the channel because they don't want to see it again. Absolutely one of the most heartbreaking moments in that great state, in its terrific tradition in college basketball. Something they had to endure. Chalmers knocks down the first one. Makes it a 9-point margin, just under 12 minutes to play, opening half. Second one on the way and in and out. Little unlucky on that one as Jared Henry comes down with the rebound. Left-handed hook, wouldn't go. Julian Wright rebounds.
Well, Christian Moody was open but didn't see that Julian Wright had the angle of the pass. And Julian Wright said, my fault.
Also, Benson has checked into the ball game, number 20 for the Jayhawks. He had an outstanding game against Cal. Down, Skies for the rebound. It's 1 and out for the Waves. Moody for 3.
Not bad for a guy coming off exams.
You know, in a minute, I'm going to read you the courses that he took. Stolen. Chalmers got a hand on it. He gets it back, wraps it around, and scores.
Well, great look by Stephen Vincent. The walk-on is becoming a cult hero here. One of the things about Stephen Vincent, who's now on scholarship as a senior, is you can go to school if you're Mario Chalmers on how to play the point, and you see Vincent with the unselfish look.
On the floor, battling for it, out of bounds, and it's going to stay with Pepperdine as Vincent went down on the floor, hustling and trying to save it for his ball club. Couldn't do so.
You have a guy like Vincent, Ron. He's the embodiment of what Bill Self wants his team to play like. You, as a coach, you can talk all you want, but sometimes it's got to be shown to you.
Lost it and then saved it. Grubb. Derek, a 6'9" junior out of Grapevine, Texas. Double team. Got to be stolen. Chalmers has it, and he'll drive it to the hoop and was fouled by Grubb.
Well, that's a good aggressive play by Chalmers, but he had an opportunity to give it up a little bit earlier. Great defense right here. The pressure so far by the Jayhawks has been relentless. Chalmers comes down with the steal, and he needed to give it up early. Instead, he'll shoot 2, but that's one of those point guard type of plays you have to make.
Jeremy, number 14, Gallic, and number 1, Deshaun Forehand Kelly checking.
Grubb picked up the foul.
For the Waves.
5 team fouls against the Waves here in this first half. Second one, in and out, and Moody saves it, gets it back. Ball in and out, won't stay to follow, and he's fouled and will go to the line. What a sequence And great hustle by Micah Downs, the freshman out of Kirkland, Washington.
Now watch the tip out, Ron. This is an old Dean Smith, and probably he picked it up from Roy Williams as well. When you can't get the offensive rebound off the missed free throw, you bat it out towards midcourt where you usually have the numbers advantage. Heads up play by the senior.
Derek Grubb picks up his second foul in about the last 10 seconds. Hear the groan from the crowd. The free throw shooting has not been a thing of beauty so far tonight. Back in the lineup is Jared Henry, number 50. They're only 2 of 7. And Grubb, picking up those 2 quick fouls, will go to the bench.
Everything else has gone well for Bill Self's team tonight. Another tip out.
I tell you, Moody's got a 3-pointer, 2 tip outs.
That's that, and that's where you talk about that embodiment of unselfishness.
Got a little reckless there. Did Julian Wright? I have a feeling he might be sitting closer to the head coach here very shortly. And you hear the toot of the horn, and that's exactly the case. C.J. Giles will come back in. Rush will check back into the lineup. And Micah Downs goes to the bench along with Julian Wright.
We do see over the early course of the season the rotation starting to fulfill itself in Kansas.
That ball was blocked, and I think Chalmers is the man who got a hand on that one.
See, Mario Chalmers ran right to the point guard spot, and Vincent was already there.
Vincent with the bouncer inside to Giles, and almost stolen on the floor. It'll be possession, arrow says. It goes to Pepperdine. Well, our ESPN2 doubleheader continues tonight at 9 o'clock as number 17 Indiana takes on Charlotte. Holiday Hoops presented by K Jewelers.
There's a chance the Hoosiers may get DJ White back, the sophomore. Be a big lift for them.
14-point ball game at 9.5 minutes left in this opening half, and the Waves have got to pick it up offensively. Screen out high by Henry. Garrity off his knee, almost lost it out of bounds. They set up for the 3-pointer, and it is off the mark. Chalmers, cross court, Rush, that's a travel. Took the step before he put it on the floor. Turnover, number 5, Jayhawks.
Kansas has done a real nice job blanketing Michael Garrity again, a pure point guard who has to score more.
Forehand Kelly is the one who has not had many touches and not many shots, and certainly only one wide open look. He's doubled right there. The ball tipped around, going to be stolen by KU. Vincent will come up with it. 7 turnovers against Pepperdine. Rush looking inside, gets it to Moody. Rush. He was fouled, I believe, before he got the pass away. They are going to give him an offensive foul. Okay. Gallick very slow in getting up. It's his second foul of the night.
Well, and that charge saved a sure Pepperdine basket as Garrity jumped in that passing lane. And it's one thing you haven't seen out of Brandon Rush early in his career is being out of control. Usually very sound. That time he left his feet.
Looks kind of like Julian Wright just a moment ago. He having some early success. So again, no fear, and just decided to play a little loose, looser than the head coach wanted. Ball tip comes back to Henry, reverses it, and he'll go to the line for a couple. Ron Franklin along with Fran Fraschilla coming to you from Fog Island Fieldhouse in Lawrence, Kansas. And for the Jayhawks, trying to pick up another victory here at home and also go over 500. Holiday Hoops presented by K Jewelers. Jared Henry, an interesting young man. As I said, he's from Kansas City, Kansas. A lot of people coming to see him play tonight. He was the president of the student body in high school, and also was told that this came from one of the assistant coaches. He has an absolutely wonderful singing voice. He said, you know, this kid can come out early and sing the national anthem. In fact, his nickname is Singing Henry.
They told me his grandmother fixed a bunch of Kansas City barbecue for the team as well.
Good for her. Not much arc on that shot right there, and he hit the front iron head on. Hawkins back in the ball game. So there's a timeout, 25-12. Kansas leads at the 7:49 mark.
Got a gaming fan on your list? We've got gifts to make their games come alive. More games, more stuff. This holiday, there are more gifts to give at Best Buy.
One Bowl Week brings you one of the best matchups of this season. The Mighty Canes against the battle-tested Tigers. Two dominant defenses, two explosive offenses, two top 10 teams in a game you just can't miss. Capital One Bowl Week presents the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. Miami LSU, Friday, December 30th at 7:30 Eastern on ESPN.
It's year-end clearance at your Texas Ford dealer, which means you better get here fast, because we're closing out 2005 with some of our best offers of the year, like the Texas Edition F-150. During clearance, only $279 a month, or Ford Super Duty with best-in-class power, simply priced just $26,334. Even Ranger, built Ford tough and now simply priced only $199 a month. But with savings like this, you better get here quick before 2005 and the year-end clearance are gone.
The Chevy Red Tag event is here. Get low prices this season on most Chevy vehicles. Check out the 2006 Chevy Cobalt LS with an EPA estimated 34 highway miles per gallon. Now get an 06 Cobalt LS Coupe or sedan for around $161 a month with Smart Buy financing. Residency restrictions apply. Call for details. The Chevy Red Tag event. See red, save green. See your Texas Chevy dealer.
Kansas leads it 25-12. You've heard us talk about the senior from Asheville, North Carolina many times before. Christian Moody, just a very all-around player. Now, he is going to become a doctor, just like his father. I want you to look at his fall semester just completed. Genetics, molecular biology, micro lab, biology seminar on obesity and human development embryology. Now, folks, I don't think that those are the kind of things that you go and sit in the coffee shop with the rest of the kids, drink coffee, and do not go to the library. And Christian has been an outstanding student, besides coming on and really helping the KU basketball team last year and again this year as well.
Well, now, I dissected a frog once. Does that count at all?
You'll have to ask him. He said I'd mentioned last week that he was a pre-med. They actually don't have pre-med majors. He's a biology major. Anyway, a really exemplary young guy. Deserves the credit.
His dad, I think, an orthopedic surgeon.
Yeah. Well, you hear the groan from the crowd as the free throw shooting is not good.
And Kansas, a team that shoots about 67%. You have those nights sometimes inexplicably.
Field goal percentage, you can see 63% there, 26% for Pepperdine.
Combination of solid Kansas defense, and we talked about the anemic offense with a very young wave team on the floor.
Henry. Kahn may have gotten a part of that, but he also went up underneath the glass, and that partially blocked the shot as well.
Always important court awareness for a big guy. Got to know where you are and how you're being defended.
Kansas does average 6.6 blocks a ball game, 14th in the nation, and they already have 5 tonight. This is not a real big Pepperdine Wave basketball club. Under 7 minutes to play. Inside to Kahn. A quick turnaround jumper, not there, and that's going to be over the back on Kahn, and he knows it. A little frustrated because he missed the shot. First foul on him, and it's the 16th foul on KU.
Ron, Jared Henry's done a nice job in there. He was supposed to be a backup. They have a very good freshman, Chris Oakes, who's out till mid-January, who was leading the WCC in rebounding. And then a 7-foot sophomore, Russell Hicks, who's been injured as well. So a lot of good young big guys for Paul Westphal, but they're growing up under the pressure of a tough early season schedule.
Well, it's Holiday Hoops Heaven Wednesday night on ESPN2 with 3 big ball games. It'll be St. John's against Duke at 6, 8 o'clock Illinois against Missouri, and at 10 o'clock Arkansas takes on the Red Raiders of Texas Tech. And I believe that foul was on Chalmers. His first. Neither team able to shoot free throws very well right now. Robinson strong to the hoop. Henry got a hand on it. Robinson got it back. Chalmers for 3.
We talked about Chalmers, the one freshman that still needs to get on track early in the year for Bill Self.
And Hawkins is going to pick up that foul.
Ron, we see so many young point guards around the country that really were scoring guards in high school, and they have to make that adjustment to being able to be a distributor first.
So Bill Self and the Kansas Jayhawks call the timeout. We'll hold it right here with 6:04 to play. You look at the scoring on the season by the Kansas freshmen.
Well, Brandon Rush, certainly the leading scorer on this whole team. We talked about the top 7 scorers are freshmen and sophomores. Kansas has lost Wayne Simeon, Aaron Miles, Keith Langford, Michael Lee. 3 of those guys are playing professionally right now. J.R. Giddens has left the program.
Well, KU so far, as far as scoring, virtually everybody is on the board. Robinson was 7, 3 for Kahn, 5 for Rush, 2 for Giles, 3 for Chalmers, 2 for Wright, and 3 for Moody. 2 of 3. You see the numbers right there on Rush.
Brandon Rush is a guy that went to the Chicago pre-draft camp with the idea of going to the NBA out of high school. He played well there, but he wasn't guaranteed a first-round slot. Came to KU, and so far he's been very impressive, particularly the way he's fit into the team system.
Forehand Kelly, 6 points for him now. And Pepperdine comes out with the press. Giles, Hawkins, Robinson. Very quiet crowd. The students are not here, which means a lot of the townspeople are in here getting to see this club play that they normally don't. But it's they're enjoying themselves, but it's not a real loud one. Kahn short on the jump hook. Gets the foul, and he'll take it back up and score. He just picked the pocket of Deshaun Forehand Kelly.
The Kansas offense has really slowed down here in the latter part of the first half. Their defense has been solid.
Garrity dribbled into trouble. And Henry is going to be fouled. He'll go to the line, and the foul is against Giles, his second.
Well, Sasha Khan showing no after effects of that flu-like virus that he had. See the hustle?
He took that. Yep. He knocked it between his legs and took it up from the backside.
It's like a pickpocket on New York subway.
Khan has now got 5 points and 5 putbacks.
Julian Wright comes in for the Jayhawks.
So Wright back into the lineup, and interesting that Kahn with the 5 points and Rush with 5 points, and neither scored in that first half against Cal. And in fact, as we mentioned to you in the early part of the ball game, that Kahn did not score at all in that ball game. About to go under 5 minutes to play, opening half. Chalmers had the open shot and thought better of it.
Chalmers, Ron, much more under control tonight. Tough post feed there, but looking more to get his teammates involved in the offense, and that at least is the first sign of becoming a point guard.
You know, and you talked earlier about Rush, his unselfish play, and he kind of had the reputation in high school of being selfish at times. And all of these kids, you see maturity coming early because you know that's what it's going to take if they're going to be a part of this team. And of course, that's the key word.
Well, and they were all big scorers in high school.
Garrity rattles it home. First 2 points for him, coming at the 4-minute and 26-second mark. Chalmers hanging in the air, couldn't get it. Number 50, Jared Henry with the rebound. Almost stolen. Couldn't hold on to it.
You feel for Mario Chalmers, Ron. I saw him early in the year in practice, and he really didn't have an idea of what he was doing defensively, setting up an offense, but they've really worked with him. He had a good week of practice, and Bill Self wants to see it carry over to a game situation. It's not quick yet, but it's getting there.
Here's where the mismatch in size. They came over with the trap, and Garrity left alone with Robinson now. And Robinson can really turn up the heat. That's going to be a travel. He can turn up the heat by himself.
He can.
8 turnovers against Pepperdine. Garrity, the spin move, and got it to go down. We'll be right back.
Tomorrow night at 7, the College Game Day Bowl Special. Then at 8, bowl season kicks off with the New Orleans Bowl as Southern Miss and Arkansas State collide. On ESPN2 at 8.
They've already killed one man. They're threatening to kill one an hour.
We look back at 1972, the tragedy of the Munich Games. At 9, go coast to coast with live updates from around the NBA. It's all on tomorrow night. For all the latest all the time, turn to ESPN News.
The plight of the greenbacks continues. Winter is often the toughest. As many vanish forever. This one barely stood a chance.
But together, we can save thousands just like him by taking part in Kia's Save the Greenbacks program with thousands cash back on many models, like the rugged Sorrento or the Sedona minivan.
Greenbacks will live to see another day. Hurry and save the greenbacks.
Don't wait another second. Hurry into Kia's year-end sales event at your local Kia retailer today.
Innovative solutions from Siemens can be found everywhere. By making buildings more efficient, communications better integrated, medical centers more advanced, power plants and transportation more modern, we're turning dreams into reality.
Didn't know I looked so good. Look at that hair.
Want to see the shoe?
Wonderful.
Want to see the shoe? No. Here you go, man.
Got you.
I ain't want it anyways.
Look at the gold on it. I'm surprised myself every day I wake up. Well, why are you always looking at yourself in the mirror? It's not about you. It's about the shoes. Worry about yourself, Pops. See if my products can get here.
Yeah.
Woo.
Scott Reese, Steve Lavin, and Rick Majerus here in the studio. Coming up on the Kay Jewelers halftime report, we'll talk about the struggles of Texas. Also, we look ahead to Indiana and Charlotte. But first, Steve, your thoughts on Kansas Pepperdine?
Well, there's an old saying, if ideally as a coach, you'd like to have talent and experience. If you have to choose one of the two, you go with the talent. This team's only going to get better and better.
Forget about beware the fog. Beware trying to play Kansas' tempo, particularly on the road. This tempo is all about Kansas. Pepperdine's going to get killed.
Entertaining stuff at the Fog. We'll see you at halftime. Ron and Fran, take us there, please.
Okay, thanks. We look forward to hearing from you guys. 3 minutes and 47 seconds left until halftime.
Well, you know, Kansas is only up 10, Ron, but you don't feel Pepperdine can score enough points, really.
Well, look at this, one field goal apiece, 7:33 and 10:55. And that's another reason I was talking about how quiet the crowd was.
Yep. It's funny you mentioned the missed free throws. They deflate a crowd as well.
Travel called by Steve Welmers. Steve Weber, the referee tonight. Scott Thornley and Rick Hartzell are the umpires.
So a token three-quarter court pressure.
Chalmers pulls up, in and out, not there. Kahn bounces it around, comes right back to Chalmers. Right, nope, it's not there. Kahn for the rebound. Almost threw it away.
Kansas a little bit out of rhythm right now offensively. See some hesitation on the part of guys shooting the ball.
I think we're about to see the senior Vincent come back in the ball game. Stephen Vincent played a little bit here earlier. Had a really good ball game against Cal. Bill Self, I have a feeling, that said, guys, this is not volleyball, this is basketball. The lob, Kahn couldn't get inside. Right misses on the follow. And it's forehand Kelly who will bring it up. Three-pointer on the way. Would not go for Princialis Askus. Right fouled. Will go to the line for a couple. Well, our ESPN 2 doubleheader continues tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern. Number 17, Indiana will take on Charlotte. Holiday Hoops presented by Kay Jewelers.
Charlotte, Ron, off to a slow start. Indiana may get DJ White back, and along with Marco Killingsworth, that would be a nice combo in the Big Ten up front.
Third point for Wright.
For Seneca Kahn and Mario Chalmers.
Julian Wright has to play a little bit out of position. Plays inside, but his ability to step off the lane and create a mismatch against bigger people so far has been effective for him this season.
Got the second one as well.
They are the two guys that I really like in the backcourt for Kansas are Robinson and Vincent right now. They play defense well. They both understand their role in the offense.
Well, at the shoot-around today, I said to Bill Self, you got to be pleased with the way Vincent played. Is that ball partially blocked by Robinson? And he said, I said, is that just going to be, is that a one-time thing? And he said, not really. He said, we like what happens with the team when he comes in. So he's back into the lineup to feed to Moody.
Both of these guys really understand. Russell Robinson was benched at the end of last season, and so he had a renewed interest in doing what the coaches wanted, and you could see early in the year his development as a player. Pine Time will do that.
Horning, number 24 in the lineup, a junior out of Longmont, Colorado. Cody wears number 24.
Former Colorado Player of the Year.
First foul on Micah Downs.
You know, Ron, getting back to Pranciliauskas, Lithuania is a country of only 3.5 million people, and they have produced some really good basketball players in recent times, and their success in international competition is evident. About the size of Dallas.
Thomas Pranciliauskas.
That's rolling off your tongue quite well.
That's the reason I said, I think we'll call him Thomas, and he won't be offended. Probably more offended if I continue to pronounce his last name.
Sounds like something you have to, sounds like an antibiotic.
Well, Wright trying to be unselfish, but maybe one pass too many, as Moody had somebody right there on the wing at 10 turnovers.
I think the story of this first half has been very good Kansas defense, spotty offensively, but a lot of unselfish play so far.
Three-pointer off the mark. Forehand Kelly dives for it, and the last person to touch it, I believe. Nope, we're going to give it back to KU. Thought that Micah Downs might have touched it last, but not the case. Kahn going high for the pass. Left-handed hook scores his 7th point.
Well, he knows Jared Henry has a tendency to get in foul trouble, so he took it right at Henry, and Henry offered no resistance. Good matchup right here. Good defender, good creator.
3 seconds difference between game clock and shot clock, and the shot clock is now under 10. Garrity tries to get by Robinson, passes it off. Horning not there. Moody skies for the rebound. 1 second left. So we are at halftime with the score. Kansas 33 and Pepperdine 19. Now let's send it to Scott Reese with the Kay Jewelers halftime report. Scott?
All right, Ron, thank you so much. Hanging out in the studio with my good friends Steve Lavin and Rick Majerus. And Steve, we'll start with you. Those Kansas freshmen pressed into duty early on this year and doing a nice job tonight.
Well, when you look at the Kansas roster of the first 7 players, the first 7 leading scorers are all underclassmen. All highly rated, recruited players out of high school, but they're not at the point yet in terms of having the fundamentals, the overall habits yet. And that's what Bill Self's challenge is as he molds this team into better basketball habits. And that takes time. But with each practice and each game, this team will get better, be very dangerous come Big 12.
You know, while Self was going with more pick and roll, now he's getting back to his old friend. I thought he had one of the best high-low games in basketball. And he's trying to utilize that more and get away from the pick and roll, because he wants to go inside to Kahn and company and get to the free-throw line. The danger with the pick and roll was with such a young team, they weren't getting to the foul line as they had in the past with him going inside some more.
And Kahn's played well in the early going after missing the end of last season with an injury. Kansas, of course, was a fixture in the top 10. Not anymore, but we'll tell you who is a top 10 team. The new poll is out. Coming up on the Kay Jewelers halftime report, we will get to all that. But first, some other news, and we begin with hockey, actually. Larry Robinson out as New Jersey Devils head coach. He resigns because of stress and what he calls horrible headaches. 2 days after his team lost for the 7th time in 9 games, Devils president GM Lou Lamoriello will take over on an interim basis. More hockey news. Mario Lemieux out indefinitely, recurrence of that irregular heartbeat. A.J. Pierzynski and the White Sox agree to a contract extension, 3 years worth $15 million plus incentives. And Rex Grossman came on in relief of Kyle Orton last night for the Bears. He will get the start Sunday against the Packers. And we will show you the new top 10 poll. UConn still right there, Duke and Gonzaga as well, but some new faces you may surprise you.
ESPN2's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Kia Motors. Kia, the power to surprise. And Radio Shack. This holiday, don't just get a gift. Get the right gift at Radio Shack.
The plight of the greenbacks continues.
Winter is often the toughest.
Doesn't any vanish forever? This one barely stood a chance.
But together, we can save thousands just like him by taking part in Kia's Save the Greenbacks program with thousands cash back on many models, like the rugged Sorrento or the Sedona minivan.
Greenbacks will live to see another day. Hurry and save the greenbacks.
Don't wait another second. Hurry into Kia's year-end sales event at your local Kia retailer today.
Hi, Mouse. You win. Even though I think it's crazy, I guess I need a wireless phone this year. You know, but just something easy, something like the Verizon Wireless A850 by Samsung at Radio Shack. And it's not too fancy schmancy, but it does have a speakerphone and a camera, which will come in handy, you know. I catch a big old catfish or something. Fry that bad boy.
This holiday season, don't just get a gift. Get the right gift at Radio Shack.
This holiday season, come to Lowe's, where great values on thousands of gifts are sure to bring good cheer. Now, only at Lowe's, get one of 9 top quality tools absolutely free by mail when you buy any 18-volt Firestorm tool or combo kit. Or let them choose the perfect gift with a Lowe's gift card. And now Lowe's has NCAA-themed gift cards from your favorite schools. So come in or shop online at Lowe's.com and see why there's no place like Lowe's for the holidays.
When it comes to shopping for a new home, why drive when you can watch TV? Comcast makes it easy to find your dream home without leaving your couch. Now, the hottest listings in the Metroplex are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on Digital Channel 360. Tune in for the latest photos and listings of properties. Check out Channel 360 now for Real Estate TV and tour the best homes in the Metroplex from the comfort of your own living room.
Multi-State Insurance Company.
Hello, I'd like a car insurance quote, please. Yeah, hi. Hello. Yeah, I'd like a quote, please. Can I have a car insurance quote? Need a quote. Yeah, I'm looking for a car insurance quote, please. Quote, please. Just need a quote.
Hey, think easier. Think Progressive. We give you our direct rate for car insurance plus the rates of other top companies instantly. Go to Progressive.com.
Welcome back to the K Jewelers Halftime Report.
33-19, the Jayhawks having their way with Pepperdine at the break. The Waves shooting just 26% from the floor in the first half. The new ESPN USA Today coaches poll is before you, and no change at the top with Duke, UConn, and Villanova. A couple of teams that were unranked at season's beginning now prominently featured after hot starts. Florida at 5, Washington at number 7. And conspicuously absent from the top 10, the University of Texas, now ranked 15th after back-to-back tough losses. And these were the worst back-to-back losses under the Rick Barnes regime in Austin. You look at the numbers, and of course, Duke, all right, you say, well, they lose to Duke. That's understandable. Then they come back and get blown out by Tennessee. A combined 48 points in the 2 games. Steve, what's going on?
Well, I think a combination, a tough stretch from the schedule. Duke and Tennessee are not exactly slouches. Texas will get better from that, but this is unusual for a Rick Barnes team to be so soft defensively. Won't be surprised if he doesn't go back to the basics in practice, do the drill work. Also, the fact that Brad Buckman and Daniel Gibson have been banged up some. Buckman in particular on the front line, a real blow, a calf injury. They need him at full strength. And I think it's just a combination of things that Texas is struggling with. Right now, they're not getting any contribution from their bench, so they cannot afford an injury or foul trouble to a player like Gibson or Brad Buckman. But I think Texas can still be a good team down the road.
They've got all the personnel to become a very good team. I think they've got to get the ball to Aldridge more. He only got 5 touches, 5 shot attempts last game. Now, here's the problem with Gibson. He's a score-first point guard. And the thing about him is he takes so many threes. He's a very good three-point shooter. He handles the ball and dominates it without dominating the game. The other guys don't know where to move as he's handling the ball. And he's score-oriented. So therefore, you know, it's very difficult to kind of get your sync and your rhythm in that situation. Buckman was more of a role player, accustomed to that. They've got to get Tucker points. I'd take Gibson off the ball and incorporate him more into the scoring scheme. And Steve brings up a great point. They don't really have a bench.
No, I tell you, the good news, though, is unlike, college football, where 1 or 2 losses knock you out of the BCS situation, in college basketball, you can lose some games, get better, play your best basketball by March. In 1997, Arizona wins the national title with 9 losses. They were a 5th-place Pac-10 team. And in 2000, 2 teams that made the Final Four, North Carolina and Wisconsin, both with 14 losses. So in college basketball, it's about getting better with each game and each practice.
But 34 turnovers.
Yeah. Back to the basics.
34 points off turnover, you bet. And what happened there is they want to play fast. Tennessee put that press on them. And at the end of the press, they didn't make good decisions. They kind of shot when they should have passed when they should have shot. And therefore, the turnover situation just exacerbated itself.
And your point about turnovers, well taken. Gibson, almost as many turnovers as assists on the season. And from your point guard, that's not going to fly. Indiana flying high after a big win over Kentucky, but it's back to business later tonight against Charlotte. We look ahead when the halftime report rolls on.
This halftime report is presented by K Jewelers. Every kiss begins with K.
This holiday, how will you give her as much joy as she has given you?
Ooh, Mom likes it.
A 3-stone diamond necklace from K Jewelers would be a great start.
Wow, she really likes it.
And you can be assured of 2 things. Every diamond is hand-selected to match beautifully, and she'll absolutely love it.
I think they're gonna kiss now.
I think you're right.
Every kiss begins with K.
The plight of the greenbacks continues.
Winter is often the toughest. As many vanish forever. This one barely stood a chance. But together, we can save thousands just like him by taking part in Kia's Save the Greenbacks program with thousands cash back on many models, like the rugged Sorrento or the Sedona minivan. Greenbacks will live to see another day. Hurry and save the Greenbacks.
Don't wait another second. Hurry into Kia's year-end sales event at your local Kia retailer today.
Create your own holiday feast at Red Lobster. Combine 2 or 3 of your seafood favorites from 10 signature dishes, including our tender snow crab. Turn a meal into a celebration this holiday at Red Lobster.
Prepare for the sequel to the best-selling Star Wars game of all time. Fight as a Jedi. Fight in space. Fight the battles any way you want. Star Wars Battlefront 2. Get your copy today and fight again. Rated teen.
Wait, did you see that? Go back. Clearly, that woman is trying to get more fiber and calcium in her diet. Now, it's so much easier with new Metamucil capsules plus calcium. Metamucil fiber for regularity, plus as much calcium as an 8-ounce glass of milk for strong bones to help prevent osteoporosis. Metamucil capsules plus calcium. Stay regular, stay strong.
In all the world, there are a select few who at their very core are capable of incredible transformation. Under the most grueling conditions, they are shaped, hardened, sharpened, ready to stand among the most elite of all warriors. The few, the proud, the Marines.
This is the K Jewelers Halftime Report.
Oh, you remember it a year ago, Indiana hosting Charlotte, .7 on the clock. Brendan Plavich from a half court got it to go, and talk about a prayer answered. Little clock controversy with this as well in the Hoosiers' home gym, but they looked at it, they let it stand, and Charlotte came from behind with a last-second 74-73 victory. The return game coming up later tonight on ESPN2 at Charlotte. And Steve, the Indiana program coming off a big win over Kentucky, 5-2 on the season. Have we finally seen the resurgence of the Hoosiers?
Well, when you add DJ White to this particular Indiana team, they're going to have as strong a personnel when you consider the size, the strength, and the speed. They'll be right there with Michigan State and Big Ten in terms of that combination, because of Marco Killingsworth, 6'8", 268 pounds, could run the floor, extremely skilled, as we see the little hide-and-seek game he plays in the open court. And Rick, DJ White, a monster as well.
And let's not forget Monroe. Both Killingsworth and Monroe are fifth-year seniors. In the last 5 minutes of games this year, Indiana's shooting 80% from the free-throw line, and they haven't taken quite this many charges. There you look at DJ White, and he brings a dimension to you of shot blocking, strong rebounding in traffic, and good post play on the score.
It's an exciting Indiana team, and the fans have been looking forward to this season as finally getting it all together. You bring in the transfers, and you get a healthy DJ White. We'll look at him later. But first things first, second half in Kansas, 33-19 at the break. Second half tip right after this.
This December, Nissan's got you covered from A to Z. Nissan's A to Z year-end sales event. Get year-end deals on Altima, Armada, Frontier, Maxima, Murano, Pathfinder, Quest, Sentra, Titan, Xterra, Z. Like 2,000 cash back on the Nissan Xterra 2006 Motor Trend Sport Utility of the Year. Style, performance, value. From A to Z.
This season, give a holiday cheer for the #1 movie of the year. Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith, now on DVD. This is where the fun begins. This 2-disc set is packed with over 6 hours of action and adventure. Buy Star Wars Episode 3 on DVD today.
The Braun Activator's smart foil captures hair growing in any direction for a closer shave. And its cleaning center keeps it feeling like new every day. The Braun Activator, the world's best self-cleaning shaver, guaranteed.
Is this the help desk?
Yes, it is.
We need help.
With what?
He's always...
I understand. Farmer, designer, weaver, buyer,
Shipper sellers.
Okay, what do you got?
You need a customized integrated real-time web portal.
What?
To get you on the same page.
Perfect.
Who are you?
Shepard.
Chevy Tahoe, with your choice of available 20-inch chromed rims. Brilliant. See your Texas Chevy dealer.
It's year-end clearance at your Texas Ford dealer, which means you better get here fast, because we're closing out 2005 with some of our best offers of the year, like the Texas Edition F-150. During clearance, only $279 a month, or Ford Super Duty with best-in-class power, simply priced just $26,334. Even Ranger, built Ford tough and now simply priced only $199 a month. But with savings like this, you better get here quick before 2005 and the year-end clearance are gone.
ESPN2's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Nissan, who invites you to shift the way you move through the world.
Welcome back to Lawrence, Kansas. 33-19, the homestanding Jayhawks leading in this one. But, Fran, let's be very honest and say both had long spells where they didn't score. It was kind of an ugly first half.
Well, it was. Pepperdine has struggled to score all year, and Kansas got that big lead and then were lulled to sleep a little bit. So I think it was partly good defense, but also I think the struggle in the atmosphere tonight, not quite the intensity without the students, I think.
It's as we talked about with the students. So what, back to basics? Is that what you do?
Well, I think so. You look at Russell Robinson. Watch how many Kansas Jayhawks touch the ball on this possession. Renewed ball movement, penetration to kick, and then the easy layup. Good solid basketball right here.
So live action. Hawkins handles the basketball. He had a good first half. In fact, played the most minutes of any of the Jayhawks with a total of 17. Giles going to get his own putback, misses over the top of Henry, and it'll come away to Pepperdine. Forehand Kelly. Forehand Kelly takes it the distance, loses it out of bounds. And right here, let's take a look at the MasterCard first half stats.
Well, Pepperdine, we talked about coming in, not a great shooting team. Struggling so far. There's a good look by Gallick, the freshman.
4 points for him. You know, Pepperdine came in. Talk about the shooting. They came in 54% from beyond the arc, which is first in the WCC. They were 1 of 7 for 14% in the first half.
Good solid defense by Kansas.
Garrity, strong move to the hoop. Either Hawkins or Rush, one of the two. Going to be Rush. Brandon will pick up his third foul, first team foul.
We talked about Michael Garrity, relatively quiet first half, only 2 points, but this is a guy that right now has to take the offense on his shoulders. He's more of a distributor, Ron, but there's really not much to distribute as he just shoots that air ball.
Well, we don't have to say anything because the crowd's going to let him know it and give him what for. Second one on the way, bounces around, and he gets that one. Isn't that hard to do, really? To shoot an air ball?
I've never done it in front of 16,300. I'm not sure.
So it's an 11-point ball game. Giles, quick turnaround, not there. Coming away with the rebound is Jaron Henry.
Well, a lot of emphasis on post touches by Kansas, but Giles and Kahn not yet really finishing like they can.
Garrity, every time he touches it for a while, that's what he's going to hear. Number 1, Hawkins. Jeff, the senior out of Kansas City. Robinson almost had his pocket picked by Garrity. Inside to Giles, and that is blocked by Henry on the follow. Kahn came back, and then Giles is fouled and will go to the line for a couple.
Well, the intent by Kansas is good. The execution, maybe not what Bill Self wants, as Kahn and Giles miss point-blank shots, but good effort to stay with it. And Henry, a guy that gets in foul trouble. Not a lot of depth for Paul Westphal inside.
That's now 4 of 12.
We saw Giles get 17 points, 9 rebounds last week, Ron, but one of the things that drives you crazy as a coach is inconsistency. You almost rather a guy to get you 12 a night instead of 17 one night and 4 the next.
They came up, tried to trap, and he just dribbled right by them. And inside forehand, Kelly battles for it. And it's going to be off of KU, and it'll stay with Pepperdine.
There's an example of Michael Garrity getting into the lane, kicking it out to Griffin. Griffin just not able to knock it down, so Garrity comes up empty on the stat sheet.
Moody will check back in. Giles goes to the bench.
Some talk about Giles being ready for the NBA, and that's kind of premature.
Nice tough move by Henry, showing some strength right there. That's 5 points for him. Quick pass inside, touch last by Pepperdine, and it'll stay with KU.
One of the things Pepperdine has done early, Ron, is they've really packed it into the lane, so the angles to post feed it are not there, and Kansas trying to force it through the eye of a needle.
Oh, the bounce, nice pass, the block by Henry.
Nice play off the inbounds, a little for big screen inside.
Second foul on Henry at the free throw line, shooting 2 is Sasha.
Good dish by Russell Robinson.
Second foul on Henry, second team foul. Kahn rattles that from home. He's now got 8. Point lead. Garrity at the other end brings it back to a 10-point ball game. 5 points for him now. You're much more active for him, in the second half.
I was just going to say, Ron, watching him is like watching a talented young quarterback on a team with no receivers and no running backs. He's going to be a good player once the rest of his team grows up.
The timeout called by Kansas. 16:59 left in our ball game. 10-point lead, Jayhawks.
The NBA on ABC Christmas doubleheader, noon Eastern on ABC.
This December, Nissan's got you covered from A to Z. Nissan's A to Z year-end sales event. Get year-end deals on Altima, Armada, Frontier, Maxima, Murano, Pathfinder, Quest, Sentra, Titan, Xterra, Z. Like a $199 per month lease on Altima with the special edition package at your Nissan dealer now. Style, performance, value. From A to Z.
Meet Dick, Jane, and Spot.
Just remind him to be a little less vocal.
This Christmas.
What's going on? Hey, there's a fire!
He may be out of work.
There is nothing to worry about. Can you take care of that?
But they're not.
Want to grab a cup of coffee? Nice smoker sounds nice.
Out of options.
Hey, Dick, what have you been up to?
This Wednesday, treat yourself to the funniest movie of the holiday season. Fun with Dick and Jane, rated PG-13.
MP3 players are on everyone's list. Best Buy's the place to get them. Buy an MP3 player. Get a $50 gift card. Now, get a $50 Best Buy gift card instantly when you buy select MP3 players. This holiday, there are still more gifts to give at Best Buy.
So how are the digital cameras coming?
They're, cuckoo. Look, it's a cuckoo.
You know, I whittled a tripod earlier.
I whittled 2 tripods.
You know, sir, this year we can use the easy button to get all the digital cameras we need.
Megapixels.
Do it.
This holiday, get all your digital gifts with the Easy button. Staples has a huge selection of brand-name digital cameras. And this week, get a free Epson all-in-one when you buy a Kodak EasyShare CD43 system after mail-in rebate. Staples. That was easy.
So 16:59 left to play in our ball game. And I'll tell you, Paul, Westfall's Pepperdine Waves, you have to give them credit. They not only are hanging around, it's still a 10-point ball game.
And they're shooting about under 30%. They can get hot here.
Even just lukewarm.
How about room temperature?
Yeah, 1 of 7 from beyond the arc. When they lead their conference in three-point shooting, there it is right there. That's a 2. Had a foot on the line. Now the crowd getting a little restless here as it's under double figures.
Saw the freshmen hook up. They're getting valuable experience.
Hawkins lost it almost straight to Kahn, and it's going to be possession error, says same way. It'll go with Pepperdine.
Rob, when you drive across the top of the key and you try to throw a chest pass in there, watch this pass. That ball got deflected. But you could not throw an air pass in that tight of quarters. It's been kind of a dilemma all night for Kansas. Just when you think they may get some momentum, their offense bogs down some.
So Garrity, you see Pepperdine 4 of 6 in the second half, and KU 0 for 7 in second half field goals. Moody may have gotten away with a hold on that play right there. Out on the wing, all the way across court, rush for 3.
That's a 3 from Brandon Wright.
He has 8.
And he only took 3 shots in the first half. One thing he's got to do is get a little more aggressive. He shoots a high percentage.
Stolen. Chalmers. Rush had the makings of a highlight play right there. Lost the handle. Griffin at the other end. Too hard. Taken away by KU, and Chalmers will run. They got numbers. 4 on 2. Moody.
And 2 very good possessions by Mario Chalmers, the freshman. 2 good looks. And that time it led to an easy dunk by the big fella.
Moody last year, you remember in conference play, had the no-look behind the back. Henry here misses the slam on the floor. Chalmers comes away with it, and he throws the ball off Henry. It'll be KU basketball. So let's take a timeout, and as we go to break, take a look at this move right here. Here comes the pass to Moody, right over his shoulder. Kahn jams it home.
This December, Nissan's got you covered from A to Z. Nissan's A to Z year-end sales event. Get year-end deals on Altima, Armada, Frontier, Maxima, Murano, Pathfinder, Quest, Sentra, Titan, Xterra, Z. Like 2,000 cash back on the Nissan Xterra 2006 Motor Trend Sport Utility of the Year. Style, performance, value. From A to Z.
You the help desk? What seems to be the problem, officer? Traffic. Traffic? Traffic. What do you need?
What do you got?
I got wireless sensors and congestion flow modeling.
What'll it do?
Cut down traffic.
Will it work?
Works.
Nice work.
Just doing my job. Have a nice day.
This holiday season, take your family to a galaxy far, far away with the biggest movie of the year. Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith on DVD. This 2-disc set is packed with over 6 hours of bonus features. Buy Star Wars Episode 3 on DVD today.
New 7-Up Plus with calcium. With real fruit juice, 25% of your daily calcium and less than 25 calories per bottle. It tastes so good, you can feel it in your bones. 7-Up Plus. For great taste with calcium, the only way to go is up.
For men, competition is a 24/7 thing that demands the protection of new Speed Stick 24/7. That's why they developed the microabsorber technology in new Speed Stick 24/7. Powerful particles that can absorb up to 100 times their weight in wetness, keeping you drier. And ready for even the most demanding competition. New Speed Stick 24/7 with microabsorber technology, keeping men drier 24/7.
Kansas by 13 over Pepperdine. And they're waiting for Mario Chalmers to develop as a point guard. Watch this, freeze it. He starts to look over his shoulder. He sees Moody. Moody with the dish. Back to Kahn for the dunk. And then the hustle play by Chalmers on the other end. Loose ball, throws it off Henry as he goes out of bounds. And this crowd erupts, Ron, because they're waiting for this young guy to mature as a point guard. Good signs right there.
Very good signs. Chalmers tonight showing more and more poise and feeling at home with the offense and with his team here at Fog Island Fieldhouse. He also needs to give, as we talked during the timeout, I watched the replay a couple of times, also a pat on the back to Christian Moody. That pass was a little in front. Moody not only gathered it in, but just dropped it over his shoulder. I'm sure he learned that in molecular biology. Doing it with test tubes, I guess. Inside to Henry. They get a quick double on him, and the ball tipped last. Well, going to be touched last by Gallick.
Well, Henry does a nice job of establishing position inside. Still a little mechanical. Got to be able to get that shot off with a little more quickness.
13-point ball game. Now under 14 minutes to play. Benson asking Moody to come out high. Shot clock is down to 12. The bouncer inside. Kahn unlucky in the shot. And Henry with still another rebound.
Ron, the game plan has been for Kansas to go inside tonight. They've done a good job, but Giles and Kahn so far have come up relatively empty.
Well, about 8.5 minutes ago, an air ball by Garrity, and they still have not forgotten it. Henry with 9 rebounds, by the way. We talk about what a good evening he's been having.
Well, and Garrity and Gallick hook up again, the two freshmen.
Gallick with 8 points.
Garrity's going to be so much better when Paul Westphal puts offensive weapons around him.
Chalmers, nice left-handed dribble, took it up with the left hand and shot it just a little too hard.
Well, again, good intention. Finish not what he wanted.
Forehand Kelly over to Henry. I'll tell you, inside Gallick wants the ball every time, and you like to see a player that way, but they're not getting it to him. Moody stood there to take the charge. Ball came loose, and KU back to Chalmers for 3. Maybe a little acting there, and Steve Weber's was sitting there going with his hand, hey, get up. get up. We're not going for the Yankee. Well, it's a holiday hoops heaven on Wednesday night on ESPN2 with 3 big ball games, and they are beginning at 6. St. John's will take on Duke. Then at 8 o'clock, number 6 Illinois against Missouri, and the nightcap at 10 Eastern Time, Arkansas in the South Plain against Texas Tech, the Red Raiders.
Well, former Bill Self assistant Norm Roberts still trying to get St. John's up and running.
Well, this is the updated top 10. Duke, UConn, Villanova, then Memphis, Florida, Illinois, Washington, OU of the Big 12 Conference at number 8, then Gonzaga and Louisville in the 10 spot.
I'm not sure, you know, Louisville deserves even to be in the top 10. They didn't play anybody early. You know, Rick Pitino will have his team playing well in February, but they played a weak schedule and then just got absolutely drilled at Kentucky.
Gallick just picked up his 3rd foul, so he is on the bench. In fact, Jim Nielsen, the assistant coach, is down there now heading back to his seat after having talked to him. Wow, you talk about unlucky on a shot. That thing did everything but go down, and it came spinning out. Horn sounds, and let's take a break. 42-30, Kansas, just under 12 minutes to play.
Stay.
Baby, it's cold outside.
I've got to go away.
Baby, it's cold out there.
This evening has been
hoping that you
so
drop in.
very nice.
I'll take your hands, they're cold as
I ought to say no, 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 sir. At least I'm gonna say that I tried.
What's the sense of hurting my pride?
I really can't stay.
Baby, don't hold out.
Oh, but it's cold.
天气预报，今天和星期三将会持续低湿度和晴朗。
Houston means that I'm one day closer to you. I love Houston. Houston means my nation. Well, honey, Houston.
The holidays are upon us, and Middlecoff Ford in Plano is doing more for all you Ford buyers out there. Get more than the Middlecoff everyday low prices this holiday season. Drive home the best-selling pickup, the Ford F-150. Put 0 down, pay only $399 a month. Then take home $5,500 in holiday cash. That's $5,500 cash back. But hurry, this is a limited time offer.
So when you're ready to buy your new car or truck, come on in to Middlecoff Ford.
We're a name you know.
And a name you can trust.
High-definition TV, amazing picture quality.
Things that are good.
High-speed internet, faster downloads.
Things that are great.
Quartz, satellite dishes.
Things that should be removed.
Next. A free library of on-demand movies.
Things you'd give your right arm for?
Yes! HD TV, high-speed internet,
things that are,
free on-demand movies.
Things that are Comcast.
Yeah! Oh, my God!
Bog Island Fieldhouse on the campus of Kansas University, 42-30 they lead. We mentioned just a moment ago, Coach Jim Nielsen, there he is right there on the bench. He and Paul Westphal, you talk about going back a distance in your life. These gentlemen have known each other since they played in the 9th grade together. Jim was a great player at Washington State. Paul, of course, went to Southern California. Paul's son has been in Jim's camp.
Yep. Jim was a really good high school coach and also played for Marv Harshman and some guy named Judd Heathcote at Washington State. I'm sure he learned a lot from Judd. That's for you, Judd.
Christian Moody back out to rush.
No, he was a really good high school coach, Jim Nielsen. He obviously had good mentors, including Judd Heathcote.
Shot clock is down to 5. Inside to Kahn, a little too hard, and rebounded by Derek Grubb.
Ron, those guards can't get the ball any deeper to Kahn than they're getting it, and they just are not finishing tonight.
And instead of using the glass, he's been just trying to put it right over the edge of the rim.
What I noticed about Giles and Kahn, they shoot the ball without looking at the rim a lot of times. And that's not a healthy way to improve your field goal percentage.
KU is now out rebounded to Pepperdine 40-23. In fact, KU has 16 offensive boards in this ball game. Moody with the high screen. Chalmers pulls up and knocks it down.
Good, solid decision. Got through the pick and roll into the high paint area, and that time a high percentage shot for the freshman.
Deep in the corner, three-pointer. Thomas scores it.
Push out right there.
We are at Allen Fieldhouse in Lawrence, Kansas. Ron Franklin and Fran Fraschilla for this Monday night meeting between West Coast Conference Pepperdine. The Waves trying to keep it close. They're down by 11. As you look at the shooting, 37% KU, 31% for Pepperdine. Henry with the foul just now, and it was his third. So Henry will have to go to the bench for a moment. And on the inbounds pass, too tall for C.J. Giles. At the other end, Barlow, did he lose it? Steve Wellmer says it's going to stay right where it is.
A good hustle by Chalmers to get back in the play. Didn't connect with Giles on the alley-oop. Big possession here, Ron, for Pepperdine if they can get it under 10.
Under 10 minutes to play in our ball game. That's a two-point shot, but Barlow knocks it down.
Good sign for the junior college transfer from Mount Hood. He's gotten off to a slow start in his career.
Gliding through the air is a Brandon Rush. Fouled, and he'll go to the line for a couple. But back-to-back shots by Pepperdine to draw closer, under 10 points.
Textbook shot fake, lifts the defender in the air, and then Rush gets to the basket, doesn't finish.
Well, they talk about the fact the book says he's a very good ball handler, and you can see that he can glide for a guy who is 6'6", 207 pounds. He got up in the air and stayed there for some time. A little better touch and it would have gone down.
I mentioned earlier, Ron, the missed free throws. A lot of times that really deflates a home crowd because you work so hard to get yourself to the foul line. And when you come up empty, it's just like a turnover.
9 points now for Brandon Rush. Three-pointer on the way, and it's good by Grubb.
Grubb hit a couple in his last outing, so the big guy from Dallas knocks it down.
7-point ball game. Yep. 9.5 minutes to play.
You don't feel right now for Kansas there's a takeover guy. It may have to be Rush.
Looking for Giles, and he's getting roughed around, and the whistle because of bodies bumping inside. Let's see who they're going to call this on.
College call up to Shaw, forehand Kelly.
Forehand Kelly.
Second foul, 16th foul. Checking back into the lineup for the
shooting by half, 27%, and now 47%, 8 of 17 in the second stanza. 9:17 to play in the ball game, and it is 45-38.
Well, if they could shoot it like their coach, they'd be leading this game.
Moody couldn't get it to go, and there's rebound number 10 for Henry. That is a career high for him.
Big possession here for the Waves.
Barlow back in the corner, three-pointer on the way, air ball. Vansiliauskas put it up from as far out as you could be without having to have a ticket. Benson at the other end just put up a prayer, and it's going to be taken down by a Derek Grubb. Tell you what, Henry is motivated. He was also walking, the crowd thought. Motivated but walking. But I'll tell you what, the young man is playing really hard here in front of a lot of his fans coming out of Kansas City.
Well, you are right. I mentioned earlier he's a little bit mechanical, but talking to Paul Westphal yesterday, he feels he's going to be a very good contributor for this team. Again, Chris Oakes, a very good freshman, out till mid-January, leading the West Coast Conference in rebounding.
Henry muscles it up, blocked by Giles, and it goes right back over to Jeff Hawkins. Hawkins fouled. That's Barlow.
Well, unlike the NBA, you can block a shot on the backboard as long as the ball is going up and it's not in the cylinder. Good post position by Henry. See the shot, and it's blocked on the way up against the board by Giles. And a good play, and obviously a good no call.
Well, you got to give Henry an E for effort. He is playing really, really hard. Lane violation.
Stays on 7, chance to go to 5 or 4.
So Barlow holds a hand in the air for the offensive sequence he wants to see. Thomas deep in the corner, not there. The battle for it, and here comes Hawkins. Hawkins got it. First 2 points for him.
Well, Pepperdine with a number of chances to really whittle the lead, just couldn't knock down open shots.
Puts it on the floor, then goes back out on top to forehand Kelly. Way outside on the 3.
Well, he shot that ball with no legs.
Robinson was the man who got up to bring down the rebound. C.J. Giles. Grubb, outlet pass. Thomas is there. Saved it for himself and then has it blocked by Robinson. Barlow falling away. Giles with still another takedown.
Well, Pepperdine has so many good looks in this second half and can't knock him down.
Rush. It's like several tired people on both sides out on that floor right now.
This is one of those possessions, if you're Paul Westphal, you have to get exactly the shot you need to get in this offense.
On the floor, Giles now diving for it. Number 1, forehand Kelly. What a reminder, the second game of our ESPN2 doubleheader. Coming up next, Indiana, who's number 17, takes on Charlotte. Holiday Hoops presented by Kay Jewelers.
Curtis Withers, Charlotte 49ers, one of the best power forwards in the country. Remember this play, Ron, a year ago?
Sure do.
In Bloomington. Indiana scores to go up 2, only 0.7 on the clock. Keep your eye on Brandon Plavic. Now, we knew he had great range, but this is a little ridiculous. He shoots it. They originally don't count the goal because the referees heard the horn. When they went to the monitor, it was clear the shot was off. In time, Charlotte escapes.
Eddie Hightower, the referee in that one, you can see both hands go into the air saying 3-pointer, good, and the contest was over.
And let's get out of here. That's what the referees did.
Would security come quickly?
Yes, yes.
But it was, as you said, it was, a good call.
Yep. Of course, you can use that monitor now for those last-second situations.
You saw a shot of Garrity there. He took a little bit of a breather. He kept lifting his right arm. I don't know if he got bumped or what. Very physical night for him. Almost an air ball. Chalmers will come down with the rebound. Yeah, he has been a big part of it tonight. Chalmers has. Off to Kahn. Losing the handle. The follow by Giles.
Well, Kahn again with a tough shot around the goal, but Giles cleans up the backside.
Chalmers almost with a steal.
Timeout on the floor.
So there's a timeout. 6:20 left in our ball game. 49 Kansas, 38 Pepperdine. We'll be right back.
Hey, you didn't type in your password.
Don't have to. Biometrics. What? Wherever I am, I just swipe, password goes in, I'm connected. Biometrics.
Oh, bionic finger, cool. It's like 10 times stronger than a regular finger.
No, it's for passwords. No, it's more like na 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 na.
Na 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 na.
Better.
Secure wireless, made easy. Only on a ThinkPad with Intel Centrino mobile technology.
Prepare for the sequel to the best-selling Star Wars game of all time. Fight as a Jedi. Fight in space. Fight the battles any way you want. Star Wars Battlefront 2. Get your copy today and fight again. Rated teen.
Create your own holiday feast at Red Lobster. Combine 2 or 3 of your seafood favorites from 10 signature dishes, including our tender snow crab. Turn a meal into a celebration this holiday at Red Lobster.
1, 2, down, up, and up. 1, 2, down, up.
Warning. Use caution when wearing Tag body spray in the vicinity of a multi-hottie pet pyramid, because cheerleaders can be aggressive. Be aggressive.
Introducing Tag body spray for guys. Consider yourself warned.
What's the difference between 10:30 a.m. and 10:31 a.m.? 365,000 very obsessive people. UPS delivers more packages on time than anyone.
ESPN2's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by K Jewelers. Every kiss begins with K.
49-38, Kansas on top. You see just over 6 minutes to play in our ball game. And the Pepperdine schedule, as Fran said, actually that UConn game was close for a while.
That's right, much closer. I talked to Paul Westphal last night. I said, what idiot put together this non-conference schedule? He said, I did.
You know, he said it is great to get an opportunity to come to a place like this. He played here as a collegian, and they beat KU in this arena, playing for Southern California. Speaking of Southern Cal, I said, do you keep up with the college football? And he looked at me with a big smile and said, you bet I do. And he said that national championship game might have a final score that looks like a basketball score. I think he's right on there. It could.
Hey, they might score more points than we have tonight. Both teams. Carried it. Yep. Can't bring that hand underneath the ball, Barlow. New rule, or at least new point of emphasis anyway.
Paul, a nice gentleman. He's fun to visit with. Obviously steeped in basketball background and history. With playing so successfully at SC and also in the NBA, 5 times an NBA All-Star. In fact, Danny Manning, he coached him, and Danny absolutely loves him. Came to the shoot-around this morning early and came in and gave him a big hug. There's Danny on the bench.
You know, I talked to, you know, if you think about Paul Westphal, I think it was his junior year at USC. They went 24-2 and didn't get into the NCAA tournament. Only 1 bid per league back then. Both losses to the powerhouse in Westwood, UCLA. He really was a great, great player.
So back to a 10-point ball game. Forehand Kelly. 9 total points. 1 in the second half. That one just a moment ago.
Well, nice read by Chalmers off the screen. His man chased him off the screen, and anytime you're chased off that screen, you turn it right back into the lane. You've got that defender on your back.
You know, when you got coaches that are looking at young ball clubs, as actually both of these coaches are, but in the case of KU, Bill Self saw the first half last week against California, which was 13 turnovers and just not a lot of fun to watch. In the second half, it was a different ball club. Tonight, different things are happening. I guess you're constantly tweaking and seeing what pairs and what groups work best together, right?
That's right, Ron. And when you have a young team, you have so much inconsistency. You can look great one day and not so good the next. The biggest inconsistency to me is that young players all come into this level as stars, and they have to adjust their roles, and that's the big thing. You know, who's going to get the shots? You guys are used to getting 20 shots a game in high school.
Barlow fed it back, and it was Chalmers who knocked it into the Pepperdine player, and it'll go back to KU. 5:19 to play, 51-39. You know, sometimes the interesting thing is when you talk to coaches, the bottom line, it may not be the 5 most talented guys that you have.
Right.
It's the 5 guys that hum the tune best together.
It's usually not the 5 most talented guys.
Robinson now with 9 points.
And they used to say, nope, not everybody can be the lead singer in the band.
Yep, that's right. Well, there's an air ball. And now Barlow is going to have the moniker here for the final 4 minutes and 40 seconds. Hawkins lost the handle on it. Garrity was right there, and I think tipped the ball behind the back. And Paul Westphal was not too excited about that pass in traffic, almost underneath the glass.
Well, when you have a 2-on-1 like that, you have to score about 98% of the time. And Garrity's done this early in the year, and I talked to Westphal about this. He doesn't mind this, but he doesn't see the second defender.
Yeah.
He actually throws that ball off of Moody's foot. So Moody even inadvertently gets in the way of Pepperdine's offense.
And Chalmers was trailing right there, as you can see, also to help mess up the play. That shot too hard. Moody rebounds, gets it right back over to Chalmers. All right, besides free throws, if you're Bill Self, what do you go to work on first thing tomorrow?
You know, I think it's got to be a renewed. They're going inside, but they've got to get more out of Kahn and Giles. So you have to continue to get them shots close to the basket. But Ron, that's another shot that Kahn shot without even looking at the rim, and that'll be apparent on the film. The guards have done a tremendous job tonight of getting the ball inside, and Kansas has come up empty on the interior. Defense has been pretty solid tonight as well for Kansas.
Under 4 minutes left. Garrity. Forehand Kelly. And it was fouled by Chalmers. So we're going to take a timeout. 3:44 remaining. 53-39 KU.
This season, give a holiday cheer for the #1 movie of the year. Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith, now on DVD.
This is where the fun begins.
This 2-disc set is packed with over 6 hours of action and adventure. Buy Star Wars Episode 3 on DVD today.
You know, sir, this year we can use the easy button to get all the digital cameras we need.
Megapixels.
Do it.
Use your Easy button. This week at Staples, get a free Epson all-in-one when you buy a Kodak EasyShare CD43 system after mail-in rebate. Staples, that was easy.
And I'm too cheap to spring for a phone.
Ah, but with Singular Family Talk, you can add a line for just $9.99. And if you buy one phone, you get 4 free.
Free?
Which means 1 for you, 1 for me, and 1 for each of my friends.
'Tis the season to buy 1, get 4 free. Only from Singular, raising the bar.
It's a Capital One Bowl Week clash of 2 college football powers. The resurgent Wolverines, led by Mike Hart, look to stop red-hot Zach Taylor and the Huskers. Touchdown! It's Big Blue versus Big Red. Capital One Bowl Week presents the MasterCard Alamo Bowl. Michigan, Nebraska. Wednesday, December 28th at 8 Eastern on ESPN.
Scott Reese back in the studio. Gonzaga going to work against Eastern Washington. And a tough game thus far. Zags by 5 late in the first half. J.P. Batista with 8. Adam Morrison with 7 points. And, of course, we're counting down to the season debut of DJ White. Indiana and Charlotte coming up next. Ron Franklin, please take us home.
All righty. Gonzaga, the number 9 ranked team this week. They were the preseason pick in the WCC. Same conference, of course, that Pepperdine is in. Forehand Kelly. He had to call a timeout.
Well, Darnell Jackson will be back Thursday against Northern Colorado. There you see Darnell, the 6'8" power forward from Oklahoma City. He was suspended by KU the first 9 games of the season for improper benefits from a KU booster who he knew as a family friend, but it was deemed not appropriate, so he'll be back against Northern Colorado. What he'll do, Ron, is he'll give Bill Self one more frontline power player, and we've seen the development of Giles and Kahn, but we've also tonight seen their inconsistency as well.
So before KU gets to league play, Bill Self has got some juggling to do as far as playing time, because he does need to find out exactly how much he can contribute.
And he told us last year that he likes to play 9, 4 post players, 5 perimeter players. Right now he's got about 12, so he's got to whittle that number down.
Garrity working against Robinson, got it to roll right over the front.
Garrity has not had a great night. As I mentioned earlier, he'll be very good as the talent level improves on this young Wave team. Guy that had 21 against UConn.
That time turned, squared his body.
Exactly. Looked at the basket, kissed it off the glass, took his time. One of the dilemmas for young post players is they rush in the post.
And also because they've never had to extend their arms. They were so much taller than everybody else in high school. It's the same thing we saw the work at Texas this past week with Aldridge. With Rick Barnes said, you've got to get that jump hook all the way to the top before you release it.
A lot of times in high school, you're playing against 6'4" post players. Every night at this level, you see guys that you look in the eye. Not as easy. And remember, Ron, he's only played basketball 5 years. Youngster out of Siberia, Tomsk, small town in Siberia.
Well, that is 10 blocks for KU. That ties a season high. We mentioned that they were averaging just under 7 blocks per ball game, 6.6.
I don't think you can quibble with their defense tonight. The block shots, the field goal percentage, the steals.
So Gallick's going to foul out. That is number 5.
On the way. Russell Robinson will be at the free throw line.
Gallick has played better competition in the first month of his career at Pepperdine than in his whole life. And the freshman is going to get better and better. You know, his grandfather is the Jack LaLanne of Canada. How about that? And that's why he looks like he's in pretty good shape.
Jack LaLanne of Canada. Okay. Well, you know, he was on the Canadian, international team.
Yep.
The young men's international team. Very physical player, which goes along with what you just said about his...
He won't need to take that course that Christian Moody took on obesity, I don't think.
I don't think Christian took that for himself.
Yeah.
I think that,
that's still over my, that's too many hard classes.
2:42 left to play. Robinson at the line. And he makes it a 15-point lead.
Well, Robinson can be for Bill Self that junkyard dog, the young man out of New York. He's in double figures now. Rice High School, great program. Certainly knows how to play defense.
Missed the second one. Moody tipped it, and he got it right back over to Robinson.
Ron, those are absolute killers for an opponent. When you miss a free throw and it gets tipped back, and that is by design. That is not an accident. Dean Smith and his Carolina teams used to do that all the time.
Robinson had that one sent right back up into the stand.
That's what's known as a Wilson burger right here. Watch Henry, nice timing. Robinson gets to the 10.
Jarrett is right there to make the block. Kahn 14 points, 10 rebounds, second career double-double.
And that's coming off those 2 empty games that he had fighting the flu.
St. Joe's and Cal. Rush back into the corner. Chalmers off the mark with a 3-pointer, and Moody tips it back out front at a fresh 35 seconds.
They have a volleyball team at Kansas because he could use his 5th year to play some volleyball. Excellent hustle.
Gets out high with the screen. Now Robinson back over the rush. He'll drive the lane. Nice dish. Back to
Rush has a problem right now. It's that he's too unselfish. But you see the basketball IQ from this guy.
Boy, what a screen on Robinson. Nobody called out that Derek Grubb was right there. And I'll tell you, Robinson is very fortunate he got up. That was quite a lift. Forehand Kelly. Long three, not there.
Brandon Rush came into college with a reputation as a scorer, but you see how he uses his quickness and athletic ability with the dish off and a high IQ play by the freshman from Kansas City.
So Jared Henry picks up the foul, his fourth. Stewart is about to come into the lineup. One of the reasons for the cheer that just went up. And also number 10, Jeremy Case. His dad played college basketball with Bill Self.
Number 10, Jeremy Case.
Rush goes out.
Roderick Stewart, his brother Roderick, is still at USC playing for Tim Floyd. High school teammates of C.J. Giles of Seattle, Rainier Beach.
So Roderick Stewart on the floor. Transfer from USC by way of Seattle. 6'4", 205 pounds.
Well, it hasn't been pretty tonight, but it's been workmanlike, Ron, for Kansas, particularly on the defensive end.
Grubb. Kahn has the rebound. Case got it quickly back over to Chalmers.
1 minute.
One minute left in the ball game.
From Mario Chalmers right now, I'm thinking pass first and not shot. He's got enough shots to count.
Second three-pointer. 2 of 2 from outside the arc.
You've got to figure that Vincent and Moody will find a way to stay in Bill Self's rotation.
Henry goes out, and for those that are here out of Kansas City who watched him play in high school, a big hand for him. A career high in rebounding for Henry. He finished with 10, 5 points. Did not have a good shooting night. He was only 2 of 10 from the field. But some great effort in there, and had a couple of shots blocked when he was at point-blank range.
Well, both of his grandmothers are here tonight, so they'll be awfully proud of him.
That's great. Well, they saw a really good effort by their grandson. Ball away jumper. And that is Cody Horning. Former player of the year in the state of Colorado, as Fran mentioned back in the first half, out of Longmont. Plays primarily in that reserve role. And the chant, Rock Chalk Jayhawk, is beginning to come up. Did he save it? Yes. Well, touched, so it was not an over and back. Shot clock is off, and we're under 5 seconds. Kansas going to win this one 63-43. Quite frankly, ball game was closer than what that 20 points shows, but a very good scrimmage, I think both coaches would say. Our final score is Kansas 63 and Pepperdine 43. Indiana against Charlotte is next. Be sure to watch our post-game extra on ESPN News. Now for Fran Fraschilla and our entire ESPN crew, I'm Ron Franklin. Now let's send it back to the studio and Scott Reese. All right, Ron.